Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Today we are going to study Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse number 3. Saevayam maya tebhya yoga prokta puratanaha bhaktosi me sagha cheti rahasyam hetarutamam. Translation. That very ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend. Therefore, you can understand the transcendental mystery of this science. So here, Krishna is talking about the knowledge or the science of devotional service. It is called a science because it is not just a sentimental process. The spiritual life should be like a science in the sense that is there a series of steps or procedures that one follows, and if one does that procedure, one will attain the result promised in that procedure. It is not like modern science that it is all based on touching or some scientific experiment that means that I have to see with my eyes, because spiritual things are subjective. You cannot measure with some material machine or any device that you can create. Like if you try to measure love or compassion or friendship, well, there's no machine that can measure that. But it is scientific in the sense that if I tell you you're going to achieve love of God if you do this practice, and you do the practice, and anyone in the world does the same thing, and you see that by their symptoms, and they can confirm that yes, I am developing love of God, then that is called scientific. So sometimes as the world makes changes and there's war and so many nasty things, these teachings, they degrade or they become lost. And this appears to be the case because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, now it appears to be lost. So now I'm explaining this science, this very ancient science again to you. So it is important to understand that although a spiritual path might be lost somewhere in the due course of time, God is responsible and He will again come back or send someone capable of re-establishing the actual principles of religion, of spiritual life. So maybe so far you've only met spiritual paths that are cheating or religions that are cheating, but you should understand that because God is existing, or God is true, God is real, that somewhere in the world there must be a path that is true, that is the actual path. Or in fact, there are many, but at least we should understand that not every single religion or every single spiritual path in the world is corrupt. Many or most of them have some severe problems, but God is responsible. And if you are sincere, you will find the right person and the right path in the right time. It is a matter of just keeping the heart moving in the right direction. So he says that I'm explaining this science to you. He's talking to Arjuna, who he's talking, and they're exchanging this conversation, and he's telling to Arjuna, you are my friend, you are my he says, my devotee as well as my friend. So this has another extra feature that spiritual knowledge can only be understood if one is favorable to God. For persons who are against God or envious of God, even though they might have Bhagavad Gita, and you can go to any library today or online, and you will find that there's, 200 translations of the Bhagavad Gita. But half or more of them are completely wrong, completely inaccurate, and actually misleading. Sometimes here, it's very clear that Krishna, the person, is speaking, and then they will change the meaning to say, oh no, actually it refers to the soul. It's not Krishna, it's me. So I become God. So they start to twist the meaning of even Bhagavad Gita and just deliver something completely different. Why? Because they have some envy that, no, there can't be any God, I am God. And they want to be worshipped and served like if they were God. And of course, that is not going to go anywhere spiritual. Those persons, they will go to hell. Not very nice destination. So, when we want to understand Bhagavad Gita or any religion for real, of course, we have to be very friendly. We have to be a devotee, a servant of God. We have to be humble and accept the knowledge in the mood of a friend or a servant, coming from someone very dear. When I read the Bible many years ago, and I heard the Sermon of the Mount spoken by Jesus, it was so sweet to me to hear those words and the phrases that he would say and how he would explain the facts of life. And it always felt like a very dear friend, like someone who really cares about you. And because I listened to those phrases or to that sermon in a humble, submissive mood, I always derive lots of benefit from it. But some other persons have heard the same thing many times and they don't get any benefit because the enviousness. There's some kind of resentment or some kind of emotional blockage. So when we're studying spiritual knowledge, we cannot take that mood. We have to become very friendly and open our heart, because if we can't hear from God, then who are we going to hear from? A mortal man? I mean, there's very, very little hope of spiritual success if we don't hear the words of God directly. I mean, it's like put your rope on your neck and might as well not continue, because life without God, it becomes meaningless. And without hearing from the Creator, the source, the source of all bliss, what life is about and what am I supposed to do, then life becomes just meaningless. And there's something very special that happens when we take this mood of servant, of friend of God. That knowledge that seems very complicated suddenly becomes as clear as water. And this is only experienced if you practice this path. There's so much knowledge. Just to read Bhagavad Gita for some is an incredible challenge. Can't even read one page. But for someone who surrendered, the knowledge is revealed within the heart. And it's a mystery. It's a mysterious process that you can't really explain how it works. You can't, it's the same as when you fall in love with someone, you can't say, oh, I did this or that. You just feel very wonderful emotions. And it's the same with the spiritual knowledge. As you get closer to God and you get more and more knowledge, then things within the heart start to reveal themselves, and emotions that were hidden for a long time start to come up again, and very beautiful things start to happen. And this is a mystery. But the solution to get into this mystery is very simple. Just approach God in this very humble, open, friendly mood, and automatically everything will be revealed within the heart. This is what Bhagavad Gita is explaining in verse number 3. Then verse number 4, Arjuna continues asking some questions that how is it this knowledge so ancient? There was a discussion that Krishna is saying, oh, this knowledge is very, very old. You don't remember. We have lived many lives and you don't remember right now. And the fact is that the Vedas are, well, not only the oldest knowledge in the world, but it is in fact eternal. It is existing forever. It applies, or it is valid for all time. There's no past, present, or future where the information here available in Bhagavad Gita is invalid. So it is incredible, powerful knowledge that is almost unknown to the world, even to Indians themselves. I've met so many Indians in the past 2 years, and they haven't even read Bhagavad Gita. They don't even have access to it, and it's so sad because the information contained in it is of eternal value. I mean, it is extremely valuable, and I encourage you to study it. It's very wonderful knowledge. If you have any comments or questions, please visit our website, thevedicway.org. Thank you. Hare Krishna.